2019, the season finale to the epic series known as the 2010s. And for anybody who didn't post anything stupid when they were younger, oh wait, that's nobody, welcome to the video. So, as you're probably aware, in 2014 Shane Dawson said this on his podcast, Shane and Friends.
I don't think so.
Okay, go ahead.
I didn't penetrate. I laid the cat down on her back, and then I moved her little chicken legs, spread open or whatever. And I was like, if I just hump, but on her tummy, that's not weird. Whatever. And then I humped it, and it kept going, and I came all over the cat.
No, you did not.
It was my first sexual experience.
No
I was also
way.
19, so it's
Wait a minute.
Wait a second. Did you just say you came on a cat?
Guys, I think I have to put money in.
And to spell it out, yeah, he spaffed on his cat. Also, Kevin Hart is a homophobe, James Gunn is a paedophile, and PewDiePie is an anti-Semite. I love the 2010s. Before I get into the meat of the video, I first want to define what I'm actually talking about, though, and I'm part of Generation Z, which actually gets a variety of names, including iGen. But it's this next generation that have grown up with smart devices as a constant throughout their lives. So when I say iGeneration, I'm referring to roughly kids born between 2006 to, well, now, really. Side waffle. The millennial generation most people refer to is normally inaccurate because it started in the early 1980s, but generations are rough guidelines anyway because it depends on an individual's experience in life, which kind of makes this whole video redundant. Okay. Back to Shane and co. I'm going to focus on Shane for mostly one reason, and that is age. There's a whole list of celebrities involved in controversies like this, so it would take forever to get through them all. I'm also going to disregard PewDiePie because his controversies are contextually very different anyway. But in the case of Kevin Hart and James Gunn, they were both past 30 at this point. In fairness, Shane Dawson wasn't much younger as he was 26 at the time. Don't get me wrong, age doesn't excuse you from committing bestiality, and on the opposite end, it doesn't automatically mean you're in the wrong. But the weirdest thing about humans is how complex we are, and we are constantly changing and evolving as people. In all of these cases, including PewDiePie this time, humour was a big factor, and it's all a sense of humour that these people had 5+ years before they were even exposed. In none of these cases is there any evidence of sexual assault, homophobia, racism, or noncism. Whether it's funny or not is entirely subjective, because that's what comedy is. Though I've got to admit that James Gunn's tweets are questionable at points. On top of that is the social context in the real world, and I guess what you'd call the internet context. Let's imagine, for a moment, that every tweet, comment, or forum post you ever created still exists. Better yet, just think of everything you've ever said or done in life. That's right, you've said and done some stupid shit, and you probably don't even remember all of it.
You fucking...
There's even stuff that people have said that was deemed socially acceptable at the time, but now will go down in a shitstorm.
Your face. It hurts. It's so gay.
And here we're just talking about stuff on record. If there was a fly on the wall through my entire adolescence, in my own case, I spent my entire childhood being called irrelated slurs, and I'd be lying if I didn't take the monkey see, monkey do approach when slagging off my brother back home. I spent my early teens saying things like and to friends and family. Now, the iGeneration is still growing up and making their mistakes, and like a lot of people, I've got first-hand experience of seeing how differently kids today interact with technology, compared to me, who at 5 years old was learning why PS1 disk drives are not good places to hide baby bell wax. Biggest difference here is that our generation grew up with an ever-increasing access to the internet. We had to deal with things like dial-up and generally slow upload times, recording on one device and transferring it to a PC or laptop to upload, or even LimeWire crashing so that you couldn't download Soulja Boy for the 600th time that day. Yeah, in fact, fuck the iGeneration, they got it easy. The instant access kids have to the internet is of course a good thing, but realistically it gives them 10 times the chances to make all the mistakes our generation ever made. When you negatively affect people's career, like in the case of James Gunn and Kevin Hart, they're not the arsehole for having a different sense of humour 5 years ago. You are for pointing it out. When people in traditional media are getting away with actual crimes that are supported by evidence, it's very ignorant to bring up someone's old tweets. So to summarise, the internet has all your secrets.
Then keep your secrets.
And it's just one keyboard warrior away from exposing you. internet wisely, and I'll see you in the next one.